We are surrounded on all sides, above and below, within and without, by love, protection, divinity, and magic. The circle is cast, and so it is. Hello. My name is Chelb. My pronouns are they, them, and this is Phasecraft Colective, your weekly check-in with the tarot to get the vibes, to see what's possible, what's happening, what's available for this week ahead. If you're on YouTube, this is an audio-only situation. I just simply cannot bring myself to make myself presentable enough to put on camera today. So I appreciate your grace with just, the ebbs and flows of existing in a meat sack, as we all do. It's a full moon today, y'all, and this is a really beautiful opportunity, just like astrologically speaking, to reconnect with purpose, truth, all the things that make you you, all the goals that you want to accomplish. We're in Aquarius with the moon, Leo season, but the full moon is happening in Aquarius. So there's this focus on the things that not only light you up, not only give you hope, but the things that make you unique and uniquely suited to do the work that you're meant to do right now in this world. Purpose, destiny, all those things can change. We are not, forced into one task, one thing for the rest of our lives. And in fact, we're forced into nothing. We are in choice. You can do whatever it is you want. Just as I say all the time in my one-on-one readings, the cards, they're little pictures on pieces of cardboard. They, give us guidance, they give us inspiration, but you are always in choice on what you do with your life. So anyway, should we get to the reading? Let's get into it. As always, this is a collective reading, so it might not resonate with you at all, and that's okay. You might listen to the whole thing and maybe not know if it fully resonates. You might see things pop up later this week. You might even see things pop up, in a month, in 2 months, in 6 months. Yes, this is a reading for this week ahead, and time isn't linear. So it could apply to you on the same week next year. You never know. It could have applied to you on the same week 5 years ago. Yeah, things are weird. Nothing is real. And we're just hoping for a sliver of guidance wherever we can get it. So anyway, let's get to this reading. We're going to take a moment to breathe, center, ground, come into this space. So I'm going to invite you to close your eyes if it feels safe and good to do so. And just take a couple of breaths. Let yourself land in this moment, in this space. Feel your shoulders rising and falling. Your ribcage expanding and softening. Feel where you're making contact with the ground, whether it be through your feet on the floor, your seat in a chair, maybe your back on a bed. Wherever you're making contact with what's beneath you, feel the gravity present there. Feel yourself being held in this moment. And here I'm going to call to the guardians of the elements. And as I name them, I invite you to imagine their force, their essence, putting up a protective circle or barrier around you. You might see a circle of stones or salt or flowers or trees rising up from the ground. You might ignite a ring of fire or carve a moat of flowing blue water. You might put up just a dome, a force field of air to hold out all unwanted energy. You might do any combination of these things or something different altogether, whatever helps you feel present and grounded and safe. I call to the spirits and guardians of the north, of earth, of the deepest roots and the tallest trees, the stardust that gave shape to this planet and to our bones. Hail and welcome. I call to the spirits and guardians of the east, of air, of wind and breath, of thought and change. Hail and welcome. I call to the spirits and guardians of the south, of fire, of the life-giving sun, and the powers of creation and destruction, cleansing and renewal. Hail and welcome. And I call to the spirits and guardians of the west, of water, of the oceans and our blood, the rivers and our sweat, the rain and our tears. Hail and welcome. And I call to the spirit of sovereignty. I call to the agency of all those listening. I call to the magic within each of us. We are surrounded on all sides by love, divinity, protection, and magic. The circle is cast, and so it is. You can take a couple of breaths. Let yourself kind of come back into the here and now. And whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes. Awesome. All right. Let's see what is up. If this is your first time here, I just shuffle the cards and let them fall out as they will. So I'm not looking for a specific number of cards. I'm not doing a specific spread. We are just seeing what the deck, the spirits, the universe has to say. Good things so far. It has to say good things so far. Oh, I maybe spoke too soon. Just, nothing too wild. The Ten of Swords just showed up, but we'll talk about that momentarily. We've also got the World. We've got the Empress, the Six of Wands, the Magician. Very full moon energy. Very end of summer transition, magical energy. Oh, okay. This deck is a little sticky. It always is. I'm using the Moon Baby Tarot, and it tends to spit out cards in pairs stuck to each other, which I both love and hate sometimes when I am just wanting, one card. And it's like, actually, you will be getting two, which is fine. Whoa. Okay. It's really talkative today, so I might have to cut it off. Give it one final shuffle here, and we might end up pulling more. We'll see. Okay. So, my friends, as I said, lots of good stuff to get us started here. We've got the World, we've got the Empress, and we've got the Six of Wands. The World and the Empress, well, and the Six of Wands, actually. They all really tie in well together. The World and the Empress, we have this idea of container for creation. On the side of the World, it is that container being full. That container being ready to be released, emptied, and made ready for what comes next. And the Empress being that spirit of creation, of embodiment, of, beauty and sensuality. Sensuality in this sense of, like, literally our senses. And the Six of Wands being this, like, reminder, this tie back to the world as a space to celebrate and honor what you have done so far, how far you have come, the things that you are leaving behind. And I also love, so in the Moon Baby Tarot, it's very much like, it's a reproduction and recoloring of the Hoi Polloi Tarot from the 70s. And it's very much like essentially the same imagery as the Rider-Waite Coleman Smith. And the Six of Wands, there's a wreath on the wand that the rider of the horse is carrying. And the world has a person surrounded by a wreath, a laurel wreath, which is, winning. It is celebration. It is success. Now, I will say the Six of Wands brings in this idea of, like, temporary success, temporary fulfillment. It's winning the battle, but not yet the war. So the World, while it indicates this ending, this transition, and the Empress being this energy of, like, new creation and, like, new energy. I mean, it's fertility, but not just of, like, a literal, human body fertility, but, like, fertility of the mind, fertility of creation. The Six of Wands wants you to use the success, the feelings of accomplishment that you have as the baseline for what comes next. So remembering your successes, remembering how skilled you really are as a way to, spark the fire, as a way to get things moving on what comes next. Now, we are followed with that by the Ten of Swords, and then the Magician and the Three of Pentacles. So I really like, again, it's the Ten of Swords being some sort of ending and release. It might be indicating that as much as we have accomplished, we might have expended ourselves a little too hard to get to where we are. And the lesson that needs to be carried over into this next phase, into this next, process, is not overexerting, is not pushing ourselves to do something too quickly or too perfectly, is not trying to do everything at once. Even if the last phase, the last thing was a quote-unquote success, even though we're celebrating what we've done and how far we've come, be honest with yourself about what's the word I'm searching for? The toll. That's not the word I'm looking for, but that's the word I'm going to use. The toll it took on your spirit, on your body even. Be honest with yourself about any tendencies to push yourself, to operate with blinders on, and make a promise to yourself that as you move forward, as you go into the next thing, you will be gentle with yourself. You will be kind to yourself. You will give yourself grace. Kind of with this idea of the Magician, then coming out of that, Magician and the Three of Pentacles. So the Magician reminds us that we have all the magic that we need within us, that the skills and knowledge that we have is enough to get started, that we don't need to wait, that we can keep going, and The Three of Pentacles being the action of building, often with others. So using the idea of working with other people in whatever way makes sense for what it is you're embarking on to lessen that load on yourself. The Six of Pentacles also came out next. So again, like the Three of Pentacles is building, is like creating something. It's long term. Pentacles are always long term. And with the Magician, the Three and Six of Pentacles, yes, the possibilities are endless. Yes, your creative power, your knowledge, your skills are essential to what you're doing. And inviting others in, going slowly, getting outside perspectives, asking for help when you need it, and being willing to offer it in return, even if it has nothing to do on the surface with your focus, are all ways to, again, like avoid that Ten of Swords, avoid that like place of burnout and exhaustion too soon, but also to help you hone the skills of community collaboration, to shift your focus when needed. Again, if someone asks you for help or you see a place where you can be of service, again, even if it's not directly tied to what you're doing, you will still likely learn a lesson or a skill that can tie back to anything and help you get to where you want to go. Now, the path through this is looking a little, I don't want to say rocky, but there is fluctuation here. So we have the Emperor, and we have Judgment, and also the Ten of Cups. I'll talk about all three of those together, actually. The Emperor is steadfast in boundaries, in self-knowledge, confidence, power. They know what needs to be done and when to do it. And at the same time, Judgment comes in to say, maybe everything you thought is not quite where you need to be right now. Maybe the path towards the, self-actualization, fulfillment, joy, thing that you're wanting in the future isn't through hard and fast, stagnant, boundaries and walls, but maybe Ten of Cups. It is through opening yourself to the emotional side of things. It is through listening to your heart. And what's the balance there? Because the power of the Emperor is incredible. The dedication, the determination, the commitment to being the best and to conquering all in our domain is helpful. And we can become stuck there. It is easy to believe that emotional and, intuitive intelligence have no place in crushing goals and making shit happen. But you are being called to bring that side of things into it, to open yourself up to the possibility that you don't know everything. And that even if you can do everything you need with the knowledge you have, it could be even better if you listen to the call of your heart, if you listened to the call of your intuition, if you didn't suppress your inner knowing and instead let it guide you. With that being said, we now move into this last little grouping here. We have the Nine of Swords, the Four of Cups, and the Wheel of Fortune. It is not that we need to lose ourselves completely to our emotions. Our emotions are there to inform us. They're there to protect us. We have them for a reason. And if we give ourselves over fully to worrying if we are doing something right or wrong, if we are missing something, Nine of Swords, Four of Cups, it's easy to become so obsessed with what is happening right here, right now, what is happening inside our head, that we totally miss the opportunities, the changes, the shifts that are being either offered to us or that are coming through our path. We end with the Wheel of Fortune as this reminder that as much as we can control, there will always be things that we cannot control. So it's this balance of, yes, focus on the things that you can do, that you can shift, that you can change. And don't worry about the things that you can't, because that will drive you into that more unaligned, more Ten of Swords, overwhelmed place. Do your best to focus on what you do have control over and let everything else come as it may. Let everything else fall and move and shift around you, and look to it and incorporate yourself and integrate it when and where you can. Yeah. Wow, yeah, for sure. For sure. Let's take a look at the bottom of the deck. Okay, we've got the Four of Wands. So back to that idea of like a temporary celebration of letting yourself enjoy the moment, enjoy the threshold, enjoy the shift, because the work that's to come may reduce your ability to have those moments of celebration. So take them while you can. Honor this moment, honor this change, honor this shift, which is all things I already said. Celebrate yourself and celebrate other people in your life. Throw a party. Why not? Well, don't throw a party because we're in a huge COVID surge and we need to protect ourselves and our community. Okay, y'all, that is the reading. Let's go ahead and close this space, and then I have some things to talk to you about. I always have things to talk about. So go ahead and close your eyes if it feels safe and good to do so. Take a couple of breaths. Let all this kind of land mix. And reimagine any elemental barriers that you put up around yourself. See them in your mind's eye. Feel their presence in your space. And as I name them once more to release them, imagine that they sink back into the earth or extinguish or flow away from you, dissipating into the ether, opening the space and releasing the energy. I release the spirits and guardians of the west of water, the south of fire, the east of air, the north of earth, sending you back to your place in the natural order with praise and with gratitude. I send the energy of all those listening back to them whole, complete, and intact. I take my energy back to myself whole, complete, and intact. May we remain friends, though our energies are no longer crossed, corded, or tangled at all, starting now. Take a breath, feel your energy settle into you, all yours. The circle is open, and so it is. Cool. All right, y'all. Well, just a reminder, we are only just under 2 weeks away from my rates going up. So there is a pinned post on my profile on Instagram with all of the info, or if you're subscribed to my newsletter, all of the price changes are in there. I just sent one out earlier this morning for the full moon. There will be a link in the episode description as well. But my prices are going up. So if you've been wanting to get a reading, do not wait, because as of midnight, 12 o'clock a.m. on September 1st, my prices will be changing. There will also be a couple new offerings added. So I currently offer 4-card emailed readings, sliding scale $30 to $40. That won't be changing. I'm adding a 7-card emailed reading that's tarot and oracle cards. That will be $55. Recorded video readings will be $66. They used to be sliding scale $40 to $50. 30-minute readings, $88. I'm adding 45-minute readings. Those will be 111. And then 60-minute readings will be 155. So currently 30-minute readings are 60, 60-minute readings are 125, and the other two options aren't available yet. So again, if you've been wanting to get in a virtual reading over Zoom, don't wait, act now. Additionally, there is one spot left at the $200 tier for Tarotcraft, my 4-week tarot course that starts on September 7th. So if you've been thinking about signing up and you need that lower tier for accessibility, please don't wait. That will probably be gone in the next couple of days. If you need to set up a payment plan, we break up the cost into 4 equal payments paid every 2 weeks. So shoot me an email and we can get that set up for you. That's available for the $200 tier, the $250 tier, and the $300 tier. So whatever works for you, whatever you need, please don't hesitate to reach out. My email is chelb@phasecraftmagic.com. And that's it. I think that's all I have to share. I'll be sending out a newsletter next week with the information about my upcoming fall class series too. Yes, the summer series is over, but of course there will be a fall series. There always is. Fall is the time I've always done classes because it's the witchiest season of them all. So make sure you're on my email list. Make sure you check back in here next week. And that's officially it. Thank you all so much for being here, for listening, and I will see you next week.